guys, Astrocass here, just back with an astrology update. This one is for the January transits and it's the first one for 2022. So let's do this for Capricorn risings. Let's jump into it. So the sun starts off in your Capricorn first house. So this just means that you're really shining and people are taking notice of you as a person, your self-expression, your self-identity, your body, your physical appearance. Maybe you've got a new style, or maybe you're just really appearing more happy and fun to people, more vibrant, and that can really just have people paying attention to you. So with the sun transiting through that first house, it really gives you a bit of an energy boost, a bit of excitement and happiness, and just a really nice glow about you. So people are just noticing how well you're doing. On the 21st, it moves into your Aquarius second house. So that's when people are just going to be noticing how well you're doing in the area of your income, finances, possessions, and values. People are really taking notice of how well you're shining. You might be doing really well with your money, or just, buying some really cool items or possessions, and people are just taking notice of that. Mercury, the planet of communication, news, and learning, starts off in your Capricorn first house. So you're really communicating more about yourself, about your self-identity, about your appearance. And when that moves into your Aquarius second house on the 3rd, that's when you're just going to be communicating a little bit more about your money, finances, possessions, your values. And you might get some news about your money. Something might happen there where there's a bit of positive information for you, hopefully. And then on the 15th, Mercury will station direct in your Aquarius second house. So with that retrograde happening, what that's going to do is it's going to get you to stop, revisit, revise all of those second house topics. So your money, like how you're making money, how much money you're making, are you happy with your income, your finances, your possessions? Maybe you're really reevaluating your values and what you value. So it's not a great time to start anything new, but it is a good time to reflect back. And if there's anything from the past that hasn't been finished or completed, it's a great time to go back to those events around making money or your income, something to do with your income and possessions, and finally finish that one off. Then Venus, the planet of love, romance, and money, starts off in retrograde in your Capricorn first house. So with this transit, retrogrades always get you to stop, reflect, revisit anything that's needing to be finished off from the past, or just things that aren't working. Reflect and revisit. Again, it's not a great time to start anything new, but it's a good time to go back and finish off any of those old things that do need to be completed. When it comes to Venus, it's asking you to reflect back on your relationships and your money situation. So in your first house, I guess it's asking you to think about how much money you're spending on yourself. Can you be spending more money on yourself, or are you spending too much money on yourself? Your self-branding. So do you have your own company? Are you looking to, start your own business and be an entrepreneur? Maybe your self-identity and your self-branding is really important for that. Maybe it's getting you to rethink about how much you value yourself, and are you putting yourself first or putting other people's needs before your own and valuing other people more than yourself? Because it is about relationships as well. So, you're putting a romantic partner first. Are you putting your husband or wife first? Are you putting close one-on-one relationships, first over yourself? So all of those sorts of things come into play with this. So you've just got to reflect and revisit all of those topics. And Venus does spend quite a long time transiting through that second house for you. So basically, I think it's been there for about 2 months, and it's going to be there for another couple of months. So it's a really big transit for all of us feeling it. Depends on obviously the house for you guys. It's in your second house, but in your first house. But it is quite a long transit, so you would have been feeling these sorts of things popping up for a little while now. But it does go direct on roughly about the 28th. It'll station to go direct in your first house. Sorry, getting all my words muddled up today. Just ignore me. But it'll go on the 28th. It'll station to go direct in your first house. So things will be a little bit easier once it does station direct for you. Then Mars, the planet of passion, action, aggression, war. It's what we're fighting for and fighting with. That starts off transiting your Sagittarius 12th house. So with this transit, Mars going through your 12th house can be a bit of a tricky one. The 12th house is things like transcendence, spirituality, it's the self-undoing. It can have things to do with like hidden enemies. It's also, you know, things like being isolated and withdrawn, and with this transit you can see things like going to prison or prison incarceration. It can be things like hospitals, being stuck in hospitals, or having to do things behind the scenes, like work behind the scenes. Can be a big transit for mental health as well, so just feeling really isolated, withdrawn, or feeling really alone. In a more positive light though, Mars going through that 12th house can cause you to put a lot of your energy and action towards meditation or towards spirituality or towards being alone. And if you don't mind being alone, then sometimes this transit's really helpful, because you can just do so much things behind the scenes, whether you're writing, you know, a book, or whether you're learning a new hobby or topic or something like that behind the scenes. Then it can be really great to use that action, passion and motivation just to be by yourself and get those things done. And then on the 25th, it'll move into your Capricorn first house. So that's going to bring a lot of energy and passion to yourself, your self-identity, your branding, your body, your appearance. So a great time to, you know, do some exercise, keep your body moving, any kind of exercise, whether it's yoga, swimming, riding a bike, going to the gym, archery, whatever it is that you enjoy doing, golf, cricket, you name it, but just keep your body moving with when Mars goes through your first house. But do be careful of accidents happening, because Mars can, you know, sometimes cause those things to happen if we're being a little bit too careless and rushed. And, you know, sometimes with Mars we can be a bit impatient, so just be mindful of those things. But it's a great time to revamp your appearance. Maybe if you're trying to like change your body composition, or, you know, you need more energy to go to the gym or any of those sorts of things, this can be a good transit for those sorts of things. But just like anything, be careful of the negative side. So being angry at yourself, being frustrated with yourself, being you know, a bit upset with your image or your identity, a bit confused about those things, because they can be the negative or the downside to these kind of transits. You then have a new moon in your on the 3rd, sorry, at 5:20. You have a new moon on the 3rd at 5:33 a.m. in Australian time, and that's at roughly 12 degrees in your Capricorn first house. So with this new moon, there'll be a lot of new beginnings around that first house for you. So again, these are things like your physical body, your appearance, your self-branding, self-identity. All of those things are going to come up with this transit over the next 3 to 6 months. So the new moon occurring in that first house is really just going to give you a big oomph of new beginnings in your self-identity and self-branding there. So great time to revamp your looks, your appearance, or, you know, self-branding. Then you've got a full moon on the 18th at 10:48 a.m. in Australian time. That's about 27, 28-ish degrees in your Cancer 7th house. And these things are all in Australian time, so the dates can be a little bit different depending on your time zone, so keep an eye out for that. Full moons bring endings and completions to cycles, so over the next 3 to 6 months, you'll notice some of those 7th house topics coming to an end. If there's things that have been happening for you in regards to your relationships, whether it's romantic, your marriage, or your close one-on-one relationships, it can also be like contracts, those sorts of things. If there's been events happening over the last, you know, month or so, potentially you could have started to feel some of these things, then this full moon will bring them to a completion and to an end, so they'll be kind of finished off and finalized. It's good to look back at when the Cancer new moon was last happening, because that would have kick-started some of these events and topics off, whereas this full moon's going to finish them and close them, so those things are going to be coming to completion now. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did find it helpful, don't forget to give me a like so I know what content is helpful for you and what you're enjoying. And subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any content coming in the future, where there's going to be some new videos coming quite soon. So thanks for joining me, guys. Bye.